What's up, subscribers? Sunjutsu here, and today I wanted to go ahead and give you my review for the Age of Charlemagne DLC for Total War Attila. Now, when I initially came out with my initial review for this game, I was, let's say, a little bit critical, just because I expected so much more out of the game that they were trying to, I guess, advertise. And once I started playing it, I started realizing, yeah, there's no way that we're going to get a Medieval 3 style game anytime soon. I don't think that it's going to come out even, I don't even think it's going to come out at all, but I'm just saying anytime soon just in case it does come out. But I just didn't think that. I think this is the last hurrah for a medieval styled game for Total War, because the next ones they're going to probably do are going to be for Warhammer, and then after that they're probably going to visit another historical type of age, and they're going to leave this one behind. So that's kind of why I had my hopes up, but I was a little bit critical when I first started playing it, and so I started playing it. I've been playing it for about a week and a half, I believe, and I want to go ahead and give you the good, the bad, and the ugly of the game. So let's go ahead and jump right in, guys. First of all, the good. Now, the good of the game is that it is a little bit more fleshed out than I initially thought it was when I first made my first initial review. And it has a little bit more features-ish, kind of, that I glanced over just because it wasn't really, But when I started tallying them all up, I realized it does have a lot different features than, say, the other games, like, I forget what the last one was. The one where you had to retake the Roman Empire, the Western Roman Empire. I forget the name of that one. That one didn't really have too many features. I really didn't enjoy that one as much. But this one did have new features. Like, they had, what I really saw that I liked was that it had new tweaked gameplay mechanics. Now, I haven't played Attila for a minute, but I think that the units themselves are a little bit tweaked, where the heavily armored units are way stronger than, say, if you had like peasant units or just like lower levy type of units that don't have that much armor. Because I've sent like waves and waves of levy units against like just one general, and they just got either beaten back so badly where I didn't have that many left, or where another gameplay mechanic that seems like it's kind of tweaked is the morale with their levy, and they're facing like, say, an elite unit or a general unit, then they'll run away. I had 6 of them face one elite unit, and I should have won this battle because I destroyed all the other forces when I entered the city with my levy units. They didn't have that many, but they had good units. And then they had one general unit in the square, and I sent all my men toward him. And I mean, I probably should have surrounded him better or something. I don't know, but at some point, one started wavering, then they all started wavering, then they all broke, and it was like, it just was upsetting. But at the same time, I kind of like the fact that some of the gameplay mechanics are kind of tweaked, that the levy units have lower morale. It seems like that the general units, the heavily armored units, are a lot stronger, a lot tougher, and it's very noticeable to see in the gameplay. There's a new tech tree. The new tech tree kind of just goes along with the Age of Charlemagne. It goes along with the actual, like, different types of eras and what the era itself. But what they have said in the interviews is that they have basically that you can get a victory from just a tech tree by itself. So that's also a cool option that we didn't have before in other Total War games. Another thing that I really liked was the fact that there is now a mode where if you're in a war awareness, that's what it is, war awareness. That is probably the saving grace of this game. It wouldn't have gotten such high praise from me if it wasn't in the game, because I think war awareness should have been in the game since like Shogun 2, probably even before that. Honestly, it's one of the features that I really wanted in a game, and I love that it's in this one. I do hope that it's in the next Total War games, at least in the next historical war game. It needs to have it, because just having a penalty for being able to for being in a prolonged war, being in many wars, with your men's morale, general's loyalty over time, and like other things, it really makes you not pick who you want to fight and when you want to go to war. And I think the AI was also quick to pick up on that, because they weren't just attacking me. It kind of gives you our inhibitor and the AI inhibitor for going to war, which is also a good thing. I mean, it's called Total War. It's not Civilization, but still, I think that this is a great addition and probably the saving grace of this game. Then we have new units, which, I mean, there aren't really that many. They're not really that different, but I mean, they could be skins for mods, basically, is where I'm going with that. They could be mods, but they're still, I mean, they're new. They're there. We have a new map, you know, centralized in Europe and Spain and the Great Britain. Then we have new events. There was an event that happened at one point where the Pope asked for my help, or the Lombards asked for my help, and I chose the Lombards because I wanted to go ahead and go to war with Carloman, which is your rival if you're playing as Charlemagne, and so I wanted to have them as in my favor. But I mean, I never got an alliance with them because they still didn't like me. But I had like 20 turns where all Christian factions hated me, and I had so many of them. Like a couple of them, I think only one of them went to war with me, and that's a good thing. That's going back to the war awareness. But there was like a couple of them that just kept like taking away trade agreements with me, like non-aggression pact off, non-aggression trade agreement off, and then like a couple turns they'd add it back on, then they turn it off. It was like the AI didn't really know what to do. It was like, I'm mad at you, but I still want your money. I still want to talk to you. I don't want to really go to war with you, but I'm still mad. Like it was kind of weird. But I like the fact that there are new events. I do like the new events in the game, especially if you play as Charlemagne. Charlemagne has some great ones. And then, again, Charlemagne is awesome. The faction of the Franks, basically the kingdom of Charlemagne, I'm probably saying it wrong. People have been commenting on the comment section that I'm pronouncing it wrong. It might be, I think it's Charlemagne. The way I see it, it says Charlemagne. I'll say Charlemagne for the beginning of this video. I said Charlemagne, if that's correct. Now I'm gonna go to Charlemagne. One of them has to be correct. Charlemagne is awesome. I loved his faction. I loved the playing as him. I loved his starting position. I feel like his faction got the most amount of attention when it came to events and just the way it was worked out, the units and stuff like that. I just really liked playing as him. And that's really good because in other DLCs, I really didn't like playing as the general faction as much. Like, you know, some of them I didn't like when it was the Wrath of Sparta, I didn't really want to play as Sparta. I want to play as Athens. Some of the other ones too, I didn't want to play as a faction that it was named after. Even Attila, I didn't even play as Attila. I don't really like the Attila faction. I like the Eastern Roman Empire or something, the Assassinates or whatever. So there is that. But in this DLC, you can play as Charlemagne, and it's awesome. Sorry guys, just had Christmas party last night, so I'm a little
You honor this place with
okay.
your arrival.
Now we go into the bad. The bad, I'm basically nitpicking things out of things I don't like, and there's a couple things, but the bad is that there's no new maps in the game. There's no new battle maps. If you play on any terrain, there's nothing new. It's all the same Attila stuff. In my opinion, that's boring. I don't really like it. There's no new buildings, really. I think I saw like one where it was there was like these towers in this town that I never saw before. I can't really speculate whether they were from Attila or not. I don't remember, but there was like these just towers hanging. They didn't shoot anything. They were just there around the city, and so I mean, it looked kind of different. I don't like the fact that there are new buildings. A lot of people are saying, oh, because the Attila era and the Charlemagne era are so close that the buildings are very, very, very similar, this and that. Yeah, that could be it too, but at the same time, I do think that it's just a little bit of laziness. They didn't want to change anything. I mean, I was kind of hoping if this is going to be our last medieval stealth game that there was going to be at least some castles. I know not big, giant, grand castles, but at least some modern bailies or something. Something. Give me something. Factions. The factions are kind of stale. The other ones, I played as when I made my initial review, I was playing as Mercia, I think, and I thought it was so boring. Like I couldn't stand it. Ready to shoot myself. Boring. Like it was just so terrible. But then I played as Charlemagne, and that's why I even like dove even further into the game. The footage you're seeing in the background is my Charlemagne footage. I really enjoyed playing as that faction. I don't know why. It was so much fun. And that's the best faction, I think, in my opinion. The only one that's really fleshed out, the only one that really gets like the most amount of moments and stuff like that. So I really like that one. But again, the other factions kind of stale. A couple bugs like shield wall bugs, stuff like that. Minor things. And then there is one thing that you can cheat, and I mean it kind of could be a good, but I'm gonna put it in the bad because it kind of breaks the game. But Charlemagne, I only found this at Charlemagne, but if you go to war with Carloman, he's got a faction too, a faction that's his ally, and as soon as you declare war on him, they both go to war with you or whatever. And what you can do is you can literally like go to war with him, put your armies near his towns, take the towns that your armies are near, then at the end of the turn ask for peace, and every single fucking time he will accept that peace. Every time. I did that like 6 times in a row. and he barely, like, about 6 times. You could see in the map that he barely has any room. I might have been doing it. I don't know. I'm doing the gameplay footage different than me talking right now, but you probably could see me doing it in the map because it's broken. It is broken. I like the fact that factions are more able to go to peace with you, because in other Total War games it's really hard, especially in Attila and Rome. It's hard for them to go to peace with you. Even Shogun 2 kind of had it easier, but I like that. But this is kind of broken because they'll just accept peace no matter what, especially if they're losing. Like, and I mean, you could literally just break that. There should be some penalties for going to war. I mean, I am using the kind of bug where you can join a war with whoever's at war with that faction, which doesn't give you any penalties, but still, they need to fix that stuff, because that's been in Attila too, and you know, it kind of breaks the game when you can fuck with Charlemagne like that. But yeah, I put that in the bad because, you know, it is kind of bad. And now the ugly. The ugly is just, it could be anything extra. Doesn't really have to be about the game, but I mean, like the physical game, like the actual gameplay and stuff like that. It can be anything like around surrounding the game or whatever. I did expect more. I'm not gonna deduct any points for me, or add any points for me trying to expect more. I really wanted more out of this, and I'm just excited that we're getting Warhammer so soon, in a couple months, because that's gonna have the more that I need. The other thing is that they actually sent out a bunch of different on their Total War YouTube page. They posted a bunch of videos about Charlemagne and the production for it, and they're decent videos. They're not bad. I like them. They're late. They probably should have put those out before the game came out, because you know, a lot of people aren't really gonna be like trying to like watch that, because, you know what I'm saying, like, I don't know, maybe it's the right move. Maybe they didn't get enough sales because they put those out because people are still deciding whether they want to buy the game or the DLC or whatever. I don't know, but I'm not gonna deduct any points for that. Just figured that's the ugly. Ugly doesn't have to be bad. Just something I want to tell you, like, you know, little information about the game, but basically just waste of time. I don't know, waste of airspace. I don't know. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and give you my verdict for this game, and it is going to be a 7 out of 10. Now, I gave it a 7 out of 10 because of all the reasons I said above. The game itself is alright. It's not the best DLC that has come out. It does have the most, what's it called? It has the best feature out of any DLC that has come out, and it does have the most amount of story-driven moments. Those are the two. But it could be so much more, and it's alright. I mean, you know, has new things. There's not that much wrong with it. It just, personally, for me, I just couldn't click on it. And so I do give it a 7 out of 10. If you want to go ahead and pick it up, it's not that expensive. If you're really big into the Age of Charlemagne, play it. But just know that for the most part, you're only going to be really playing as Charlemagne. I'm telling you, once you buy it, you're going to dive into it, and you're going to see all the other factions. Oh, cool, Mercia, this and that, whatever. And then you're going to play them, and it's going to be kind of boring. They're not going to have that much events. And then you're going to get to Charlemagne, and then you're going to be like, or Charlemagne, and then you're going to be like, oh shit, this is awesome. This is like a fully fledged faction. This is like the faction that has everything, and it's one of the coolest factions. So if you really want to play as Charlemagne in a Total War style game, I would say buy it. It's not that expensive. But if you're kind of tapped out because of Christmas and stuff, and you bought a bunch of other shit, I would say wait until it goes down. But that's my verdict. 7 out of 10, guys. Let me know what you guys think about the game in the comment section below. Let me know. I know a lot of people, especially a lot of YouTubers, really like this game. So let me know what you guys think. What would you rate the YouTubers that are watching this video and that really like this game, or, I mean, whether you like it or not, whatever, if you played it and you have thoughts on it, let me know your little review in the comment section below. And I'm curious to see what you guys really thought about it. Anyway, comment section below. Let's go ahead and see if we can get over 50 likes for Total War Warhammer coming out in about 4 months-ish, I think. 4 months, yep. And as always, guys, if you like what you see here and you'd like to see more, go ahead and punch that subscribe button right in the face to see more. It's going to be Sunjetsu signing off. Ching, Chang, Chomp. Of the game is that it is a little bit more fleshed out than I initially thought it was when I first made my first initial review, and it has a little bit more features-ish kind of that I glanced over just because it wasn't really, you know, but when I started tallying them all up, I realized it does have a lot different features than, say, the other games like I forget what the last one was. out of the game that they were trying to, I guess, advertise. And once I started playing it, I started realizing, yeah, there's no way that we're gonna get a Medieval 3 style game anytime soon. I don't think that it's gonna come out even. I don't even think it's gonna come out at all. But I'm just saying anytime soon, just in case it does come out. But I just didn't think that. I think this is the last hurrah for a medieval styled game for Total War, because the next ones they're gonna probably do are gonna be for Warhammer, and then after that they're probably gonna visit another historical type of age, and they're gonna leave this one behind. So that's kind of why I had my hopes up. But I was a little bit critical when I first started playing it, and so I started playing it. I've been playing it for about a week and a half, I believe, and I want to go ahead and give you the good, the bad, and the ugly of the game. So let's go ahead and jump right in, guys. First of all, the good. Now, the good, the one where you have to retake the Roman Empire, the Western Roman Empire. I forget the name of that one. That one didn't really have too many features. I really didn't enjoy that one as much. But this one did have new features. Like, they had, what I really saw that I liked was that it had new tweaked gameplay mechanics. Now, I haven't played Attila for a minute, but I think that the units themselves are a little bit tweaked, where the heavily armored units are way What's up, subscribers? Sunjutsu here, and today I wanted to go ahead and give you my review for the Age of Charlemagne DLC for Total War Attila. Now, when I initially came out with my initial review for this game, I was, let's say, a little bit critical, just because I expected so much more out